This is absolutely Essendon. Yeah. Yep, that's right. We're a little gutted. We're a little deflated. We're a little flat. That was a big emotional day, ANZAC Day yesterday. Still recovering. There's a lot to unpack. I don't know what we're going to make of it. I think I know what we're going to make of it, but I'm not entirely sure. Have you recovered?
Dare to dream, eh? That's what they said.
We flew too close to the sun?
We did.
Again?
One more time with feeling.
Mate, we were there. We were there.
Were we?
End of that third quarter.
Were we?
Well, I think I know what you're going to say. And you're going to say that... Can I predict what you're going to say?
You go for it.
All right.
Yeah, do your worst.
That we had the benefit of some umpire calls in the first half, maybe going into the second half, and then the umpires, they always want to balance the ledger, so you got to look out for that. And we got a couple of tinny goals. Menzies off the boundary. Alwyn Davey, quick snap in front of goal. Elliott for them was missing 30 metres out. Things had to change.
Sure. And, the football gods were giving us that game on a platter. The amount of fumbles and dropped marks that Collingwood had in the first three quarters, the amount of favourable umpiring decisions. I don't think anything out of too extreme, but
we haven't had that for a long time.
No,
we're not used to that.
We were definitely getting the rub of the green with the umps.
Yeah,
and it was just like how long can this go for? Because we were not taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
It was hard work. Even in the third quarter, it was hard work.
Yeah,
and there was no easy goals. It was a really intense game of football, but in the end. At three-quarter time, and I would be confident in saying this, I reckon the vast majority of Bomber fans were probably going, you know what, it's 5 goals, but let's not count our chickens.
Right. You think there was still trepidation?
I'm sure. There's not an Essendon supporter who would have gone to get a cup of tea at three-quarter time, going, this is in the bag. We've got this. Yeah, I don't need to watch the last quarter.
Right.
What do you reckon?
I need to fess up. I think I may have contributed to it by an action that I took at three-quarter time.
What, you were in the coach's box?
Yeah, may as well have been. I was watching from home, and the good lady came in towards the end of the third quarter, and she said, "There's a dead rat on the deck out the back. I don't want the dog to go and sniff and
Greg Williams was out the back.
Grab a disease. I want the little fella going out. Can you bury the dead rat?" And I said, "Busy, got a bit on here."
You told her you were watching the footy, right?
Well, she saw very clearly on our very many-inch size screen TV. But anyway, she gave me that look. You know that look? So, three-quarter time, I had the spade out. I was digging.
Did you bury it or cremate it?
No, I wanted to go cremation. And she said, "No, that's not deep enough. The birds will come, the cats will scratch away." So I dug a deep hole. We got the rat in. I put some leaves. We did a little bit of a ceremony. Made it back in time.
The last rites.
I think that was, I don't know, there was some bad juju there because we were dead and buried in the last quarter.
You could have waited 30 minutes, all right? And
I will never, ever do that again. Never will I interrupt the flow like that again.
So, okay, well, look, that is a theory. That is a theory.
Not plausible?
Look, it might be. We've talked about the curse surrounding this football club.
Yeah.
Maybe finding a dead rat at three-quarter time on ANZAC Day.
Maybe.
Not a good omen.
Maybe. But, there was just so many good moments for us in that first half. You had that moment, Langford, where he marked on the boundary. Did you? You probably didn't see this at the game.
Saw nothing. I was at the match.
Yeah.
And 3.5 quarters of blinding sunlight into the southern Shane Warne stand.
Right.
And literally cap down, squinting eyes, I saw absolutely nothing. I could only go by the sound of the crowd in terms of what was happening. So what happened to Kyle Langford?
Did you have someone talking you through the game? Yeah, well, so the ball went into the crowd. He's got a mark or a free kick right on the boundary line.
Yeah.
And so a Collingwood supporter's there holding the ball for him.
Nice. That's very polite.
Yeah, and he goes over to grab the ball, and then the Collingwood supporter drops the ball.
Feral bastard.
Yeah, and he just did a lot of these.
What?
Yeah,
was he on parole?
Yeah. That's not really narrowing down the list.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, it was It was a little mean. It's not in the spirit of the game.
No,
let's
it's not,
face it.
not on Anzac Day
No,
anyway.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about the diggers. But I loved the way Langford lined it up, put it through, and as he's walking back, he said, "Hey, that one's for you." That was a nice little moment.
No need to say any more.
No, that's all. That's
that
all.
goal, the
That's
ball
all.
sailing through those big posts.
That guy unwittingly gave him the inspiration that he needed to kick that goal. That was a nice moment.
Unfortunately, not enough. I don't think the rest of the team responded as perhaps Kyle did with that shot on goal.
Well, no, because then you had moments that I think turned it.
Yeah.
You had, Caldwell when he, a tackle there on Nick Dacos. He may have had a little
The
bit
young
of a dig.
prince.
Yeah.
The young Prince Dacos.
He's a freak, that kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had a little bit of a dig, and a few Collingwood players got upset there, and that started rallying the troops.
Pendlebury going off.
Oh, he looked
with
like
an injury.
Stallone in Rocky 3.
Yeah.
He had this eye that was just blown up. He couldn't see through it. I think they had to cut the eyelid. They do that for boxers, so
put
he
a
could
bit of
see through
Vaseline
it.
in there or
Yeah,
something.
there was that. So I think that pumped them up as well.
Well, I mean, in a tight game when they were 4 or 5 goals behind, and I think they got the first goal in the last quarter, maybe even the first 2 before Pendlebury went off.
Mm-hmm.
But for sure, that's going to rally the troops.
Yeah.
Seeing your captain going off, blood streaming down the face.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Yeah.
It's like that last scene in the Return of the King.
Yeah.
With Aragorn, it's
Yes.
come on, let's go.
Yes, it is.
And we just had nothing. I think I saw some of this. We're not going to go over the stats. You can watch other channels for that.
Yeah.
We keep with the facts. Okay, and I noticed that in the last quarter they had 20 forward 50 entries to our 4, and I mean that we just were not in that last quarter.
No.
It was
No.
I don't know why. Collingwood are a very, very good side, and let's not pretend otherwise.
Yeah.
We were beaten by a bloody good team, and I tell you what, with those Dacos boys, if they don't win a premiership with those 2 boys in that team, then it's an utter waste. Right. Because that's how good they are.
There you go, Collingwood fans.
But I've got to say, we just... I think if you told me, 13-point loss 2 weeks ago to Collingwood, I probably would have said, that's not a bad result.
Yeah, given that they're the benchmark.
Exactly. I think it's the manner of losing that's hurt us most is, the 7-goal run they had in the last quarter.
Yeah.
It was humiliating.
It was.
In the ground, you didn't want to be walking out too early.
No.
But
it was.
But I don't think it's the end of the world.
No. Well, I mean, look, I think we definitely missed merit.
Yeah, but absolutely.
Those 30, 35 possessions were not replaced. Let's face it.
Yep.
We felt it there in the centre. And I don't know about you. Should Hobbs have been playing the whole game?
I definitely think so. And, other than just easing him back into the side, I don't see why he wasn't picked to play the entire game.
It helped when he was on. I know he replaced, obviously, Laverde. Big loss as well.
Yeah.
So that was an impact down the back as well. So when you weigh all that up, I think in the wash-up, there's no need to be down in the dumps.
No, look, I don't think so. I mean, we're still on track. I like to look at it over the last 2 weeks. We've pretty much won 7 of the last 8 quarters against 2 teams that will probably play in the grand final this year.
In the last 3 weeks?
No, well, the last 2 games we've played, Melbourne and Collingwood.
Yeah, well, let's go the one before that against St Kilda.
Yeah, well, we're not counting that one, are we?
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But, in terms of actual quality, Melbourne and I'm not saying St Kilda are a bad side. And our 18-point loss to them perhaps needs to be looked at in a different light now.
Yeah.
But for sure, we're up against a young team, 3rd youngest squad in the competition, and we're going back to back to back to back against a lot of very good sides. So, we're not going to win all of these games. The manner in which we lost yesterday was disappointing, but you've got to say the first 3 quarters, we had them on the ropes.
Yeah.
We just haven't got the quality and the experience in that list at the moment to have gone that last yard.
To put the foot down in the last quarter,
Yeah.
as the Essendon socials had mentioned at three-quarter time.
Did you watch the ANZAC Day medal? I didn't stick around for it. I think Dacos won it, right?
Yeah, I did. He did win it and totally deserved it.
Oh, Nick Dacos.
Yes, he did.
And
it was just, look, even more salt into the wounds, more annoying. Darcy Moore
you keep saying more.
He spoke so beautifully. Like he was pretty eloquent.
He is a very eloquent man, Darcy.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know if they're running training down there at Collingwood or Toastmasters, because I heard an interview with Nick Dacos, and even that kid,
figure.
He's doing so well. I don't know, that whole club at the moment. Collingwood supporters enjoy.
Oh, look, I despise them, but you know, whatever you want to say. But I will agree with you. I think Moore is probably a total breath of fresh air in that club as far as being able to speak the English language. So good luck to him and well done.
Three-syllable words.
Yeah, congratulations
there's a lot of those.
to the Pies. They are worthy winners, and we were unfortunately not good enough on the day, but we'll be back to see them again, I'm sure. And hopefully next time we'll
just
we'll
off the back of that loss, the second game last year, where we were leading, how much were we leading by?
Yeah, well, this is 20-odd points in the last quarter.
We were,
so
right?
20,
and Harry Jones
points.
was kicking for goal.
Yep.
He misses it. They just waltz down the other end of the field. Jamie Elliott, he marks on the boundary.
We're not the finished product, okay? So let's just accept that and know that we're heading in the right direction. No team's kicked more than 100 points against us this season.
That's something.
So defensively we're getting better, and we're missing players too. So I know they were as well yesterday, but there's no question Collingwood are in a slightly different sort of window at the moment in terms of their premiership aspirations. We're not quite there yet.
So looking forward, we've got Geelong, who are, let's face it, bouncing back in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared about the Geelong game if I'm to be totally honest with you. Yeah. We'll see. We'll no doubt be doing a preview of that match, but
we will.
I think there's going to be quite a few changes from this week's game, from the Anzac Day game.
Yeah.
Injuries as well as form. We should see a few players coming into the side. I'm not sure exactly how that'll play out yet.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a tough game. Geelong are.
I'm not as worried. No, they're not Collingwood. They're not Collingwood.
You don't think so?
I think we'll be fine.
All right, they're going to smash us.
Well, just as long as we just sort out Cameron, for the love of it.
With who? Yeah, Laverde's not playing. So yeah, we've got some issues, but anyway, let's save that for the preview game, the preview video, which will be dropping later in the week.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Well, I just want to wrap up by acknowledging that the chief reporter for The Age this week came out very much. Well, he wasn't really supporting your view, but about Anzac Day celebration being stretched too far. He was scathing of the AFL.
Chip Legrand, I think it was. Yeah.
He was.
Chip thoroughly endorsed my views.
Yeah, it's a very smart
man. Look, it is a spectacle to have the game on the night before. I get that, but it's not appropriate. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to downplay the efforts put into commemorating our diggers. But the Anzac Day game is there for that reason, and I think yesterday at the MCG, 95,000 people.
Yeah.
It was just an incredible atmosphere. The noise, I've never heard noise like that at a football match.
Yeah, it looked pretty special.
Let's stick to Anzac Day to commemorate Anzac Day. That's all I want to say on it. And I think Chip Legrand agreed with that.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
That's all we need. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm done. I don't have any more.
Look, I'm done.
Let's just go lick
getting
worms.
over yesterday, and we move forward. And Bomber fans, don't lose hope. Stop bagging the team. I've read a few of the forums going around, a few Facebook forums.
Yeah, don't do that.
Just back off a little, guys.
They had a light last quarter.
Yeah,
that's all.
We're getting there. We're getting there. All right.
Okay. All right.
That's
I'm
enough.
Done.
Thanks. We'll catch you soon.
Till next time.
Bye for now.